Hey everyone, Brendan Sander here. How are you? Thanks so much for joining me, and welcome to another episode of New Music Finds. This is where I like to collect together all the things that I've picked up over the past week, present it to you guys, give you a little bit of background on it. I've got some really cool stuff. I mean, it was a week of box sets. I got 3 major box sets here. Then I got some stuff that was or had come out previous weeks, but it didn't arrive. It was back ordered. Finally got that stuff. And then the box sets caused me to go and get some other stuff by those artists. So lots of cool stuff here. In all, I've got, 12 different things to go through, 3 box sets, 9 CDs, but I've also got some shirts and some memorabilia and some other cool stuff. So we're going to go through it all here in just a bit. Before we start, if you're new to my channel, you haven't already hit the subscribe button, what are you waiting on? Please do. It keeps you up to date on everything. You won't miss any episodes. You're going to see stuff like this, hopefully get turned on to some new bands, but also I talk about the things that I pick up, which maybe will help you decide if you want it, but that is the point of these episodes. Basically, this is stuff I got. Get a feedback on it. Maybe you'll want to go out and get it. And that's what we do here on this channel, but we try and share music. Let's start with the CDs. Let's get to the box sets last. This one here has been on back order. I don't even remember how long ago it was due to come out. And I started to think that perhaps I wasn't going to get it because some of these import overseas type things have been getting canceled through Amazon due to the shipping issues that are happening here in the US at the current time. But UFO, the Misdemeanor Tour, I love the Misdemeanor album. I know it is not their typical hard rock like they were in the 70s style sounding stuff. This is their 80s glossy production style. This is Atomic Tommy M on guitar, but I really like this. This one here, live at the Oxford Apollo 1985, coming out on a different label than the ones that was doing the other ones. There's a whole host of UFO live albums coming out that were absolutely fantastic. The sound on this one is absolutely fantastic. It's not all blown out or anything like that. You can turn it up and it sounds good. What's cool about this is there is a DVD of the show in here as well. And I've not watched the DVD just yet, but you get the CD and you get a DVD here. There you go. You got your famed guitar player, Atomic Tommy M, on this. And the booklet itself, very cool, with a lot of information and history about what was going on. So they do not disappoint. This is on, is it HME? I can't remember. I'm going to look at the back of this in just a minute and try and see, but I wanted to show you the full booklet of everything here. So we've got, well, don't even know if I can read it from this far away, but the music on here, I think it's HME is the label, which is part of the whole Cherry Red Records, Lemon Records. There's a lot of offshoots of it, and this label being part of that does really great stuff. So CD, DVD, I don't know if that show was available in 1985. Like, could you buy it on VHS? Maybe the booklet will tell me. I just got it. I was just listening to it. Haven't had a chance to read it, but I'm telling you, the sound quality at a minimum, really good if you like that era of UFO. Okay, Duff McKagan, bassist for Guns N' Roses, sometime lead vocalist of the band. He does sing on the Use Your Illusion albums. And he has sung in concert with them, doing other things, usually doing like punk covers and stuff like that. Sings on the Spaghetti Incident as well. So for me, at least, I've always really enjoyed Duff McKagan solo because I grew up hearing him sing on the Use Your Illusion and the Spaghetti Incident albums. So no, he's not Axl Rose, but to me, he still has the sound of Guns N' Roses. So when Slash does it, we get the guitar sound, but we don't get the vocal sound. But if you like the songs that Duff did, you're going to enjoy this sort of stuff. And I got to say, this live album, which is a Lighthouse, and it's live from London, so it is focusing on the most recent studio album in tour. What's interesting here is this. If you stream, the album that is streaming is longer than a single CD. I believe that the streaming music is 86 minutes. This was cut down to 79 minutes. And I don't entirely know what was cut out of it, but I do know that on the beginning of the fifth song, Tenderness, the streaming version has about a minute-long intro with Duff talking. And I don't know, but I gotta wonder if you've seen my Sound Exchange session episodes with Anthony Coviello. We say repeatedly over and over, don't be a dick, don't be a dick. Music is about caring and being supportive of your fellow musician or music fan, etc. Just don't be a dick, right? Duff McKagan says at the intro of Tenderness, on the digital version, that's what music is. Music is all about not being a dick. Maybe he hasn't heard us. I mean, it's kind of a standard saying, but I'm going to go ahead and just wish and believe that maybe that's where it comes from. I don't know. Anyway, my point is, with all of that, they cut that out on the CD. So I'm going to work, I'm listening to the streaming edition, I hear it and I go, oh my God, this is hilarious. I immediately text Anthony and I said, hey, you never know, maybe he saw one of our shows. Maybe people around him saw one of our shows and they like that, they agree with that, right? But the bottom line is, it is something that is out there and I think that's very cool. Duff is saying it, hey man, don't be a dick. We're all music fans here. We may have different opinions, we may have different jobs, that's cool, but we're all music fans. Same thing that Anthony and I say in our Sound Exchange sessions. Anyways, long story short, they cut that out and they probably cut out some other talking and stuff to get this down 6 to 7 minutes more so it fits on a single CD. So kind of crazy. It's bittersweet because I love single CD live albums or any of that sort of stuff. But at the same time, I thought that little 1 minute blip that was in there was so cool, not just because it could possibly relate to something that Anthony and I say all the time, but it was just meaningful. And then it's gone. But I also don't like talking during concerts. I want the music to just play, right? So that's why I said it's bittersweet. It's like I get exactly what I want on the CD edition, but it actually cut something out that when I was listening to the digital version, I really enjoyed it. So when I got home, got my CD, popped it on, and I'm like, hey, where is that? So that's for a whole other topic. I want to do a show potentially with Anthony about the different formats and how we're getting different mixes on vinyl. We're getting different things on streaming. We're getting more over here in edited versions here, and I don't really understand that. It's making us collectors crazy, I know, because we want all of those things. Bottom line, this sounds great. It's very cool. He does a number of cover songs on here. Steve Jones of the Sex Pistols guests with him, and if you didn't know, Duff was in a band with him called the Neurotic Outsiders. We get songs from the latest album, songs from the last album. So Lighthouse Tenderness covered on here. He does You're Crazy by Guns N' Roses, the only Guns N' Roses song on here. And he does some stuff that was digital only. In fact, I want to say it's the song, I can't remember now if it's the song, I think it's Chip Away, the second song on here, is a digital single that got released that hasn't made it on any of his albums, but it's very cool. You get, like I said, you're getting covers, you're getting other stuff, so that's very nice. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into box sets because it plays into the next thing that I want to talk about. So you guys saw, I did a full review of the Who Are You box set, 8 CDs. This is a 1978 album. I believe it was their, could be wrong, is it their 8th album? But there was a lot of 8s involved in this whole thing. And so when the box set comes out, they made it 8 discs. And I don't know if they were trying to tie into the whole 8 thing, but I just liked that they did it. They very easily could have skipped one of these things, like they have Blu-ray audio in here. So that's very cool. But you get the album, you get this unreleased mix from Glenn Johns, fantastic sounding version of this. You get session takes, you get demos, you get some rehearsals at Shepperton in 77. Then you get the Shepperton 78 and 79 performances, which also have a live show in there. And then you get them live on the USA 1979, 2 discs, full album as part of this. But it's very cool. Like I said, I have done a full review of this, so definitely check that out if you want to know more about it and see the unboxing and all the great stuff. But I was enjoying that so much that well, two things. Let's back up just one bit. There's a 2-disc edition of this. And I also talk about this in the review. But the second disc is selections from the box set. There's 12 tracks that are on here that cover the discs 1 through 7 get represented on here, and you get the new remaster as disc 1. So I really, really like this. I love that sort of best of the box style thing. In fact, I kind of wish there was just a single disc best of the box without the remastered album. But I get it. Once in a blue moon, you actually get the best of the box single disc editions. Bruce Springsteen most recently did it for his Lost album series that he put out. But some other artists have done it. Alice in Chains famously did it way back in the 90s when they did and they called it best of the box. But then again, there was the song Man in the Box. So I'm pretty sure that was more the tie-in than the fact that it was from their box set music bank. Anyway, I went online to see what else there was from The Who that maybe I didn't have in my collection. And this had come out earlier in the year, a 1971 live album, single disc, live at the Oval. It was a festival show that they were doing to raise money for like famine relief and that sort of stuff. And I think they were the headliners from it. This was part of their updated new fan club type thing. Like if you join the fan club, you got this. And for a little bit, about a week, that was the only way that I saw that you could get it. And then you could see that it was available to buy on its own. Very glad. This has a lot of cool tracks that you don't usually get from the band in concert because this is 1971. So it opens up with So Glad to See You, into Summertime Blues, their cover version of that song, and then into My Wife, Love Ain't For Keeping. Then you get into the stuff that we know, that we hear all the time today. I Can't Explain, Substitute, Bargain, Behind Blue Eyes, Won't Get Fooled Again, all that sort of stuff. But I do enjoy what I call the deep cuts being part of this. That makes it being very fun. That one and this next one both were one-day delivery. I ordered them on Saturday, got them on Sunday. So this one here, I don't really know how this one ran under the radar for me. I'm quite sure I looked at it, Who live album, skip it kind of a thing. But now I'm in the mood for Who, and I love being able to go online and pick up some of those things that I chose to skip at the time, because now they're going to mean much more to me. And yes, I talk about it all the time. I'm not a big live album fan. That is true, 100%. But in the moment, with the right feeling, I do enjoy them. And when the absence of getting anything new studio, I will pick up live albums and best ofs and stuff like that because they serve the purpose at that moment. Anyway, this one here, which is live at Wembley, is with an orchestra and it's a single disc. So like I said, I don't know how I decided to skip this. I probably had too many things going on at that time for that week of release. And I gave it a quick listen and it didn't grab me in any way and I just moved past it kind of thing. But the fact that The Who are playing with an orchestra live at Wembley, I should have had this right in my collection. The other cool thing about this is it was them playing and still promoting their most recent new self-titled album. So you get the song Ball and Chain represented on here. And it's so thereby not just being the standard fare. You get Eminence Front, which doesn't get performed all that often. That's on here. You get Imagine a Man. Join Together, I don't see all that often too. As I mentioned, you get Ball and Chain. Let's see, The Rock is on here from Quadrophenia. So I was surprised to see that. But all in all, it's very cool. And you get all the hits, of course. But again, I just like those deeper cuts. So all in all, 3 Who things this past week, including the box set. Now, another box set that I picked up, and this one was announced on like the 11th, and then it was available on the 17th, I think. And I ordered it thereafter and got it before, or it might have been the 24th, maybe announced on the 17th, available on the 24th. And I got this early in the week, so I've been enjoying the new Kiss box. I got this on, I don't know if it was like Tuesday, Wednesday, And then, I did the review. I think this went up on Sunday, you guys, but I got to live with this for a while and really enjoy this thing. And it's a mega box set with a lot of cool memorabilia in here. If you didn't watch the full review of it, you should definitely check it out. I'm going to show you one thing that was in here because it's not called out. When you go online to order this thing, it'll tell you all the cool memorabilia that's inside. What it doesn't tell you is this is in there. And this is a replica of the Gene Simmons tie that he wears on the cover. Albeit that's a black and white photo, this is the tie. And what I really like is it doesn't say Kiss anywhere. It's not like it says Kiss down here. So you could literally just be wearing this tie at work. If you're like me and you're a guy that has to wear ties for your job, then this is a very cool thing. And so this was in there. It's right on top. And like I said, they don't tell you anything about it. So it was such a shock and such a surprise and a cool find and a bonus. So I don't know if that's going to be like a website exclusive, and then later on this might be sold on Amazon or something. But I have a feeling this might be it. There may be no wide distribution of this. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a 2 CD edition of it available, though, down the road. But the box set, it's got outtakes. It's got a couple studio tracks that didn't make the album. The song called Mistake, that's almost a country ballad kind of thing. It's veering into left field. And then Burning Up with Fever, which is a song that would later turn up on a Gene Simmons solo album. So you get a couple things here like that. And then you get all these alternate editions. You get some instrumental takes. But the creme de la creme of this is two complete live shows that are 2 of the 4 shows that make up Alive. So remember, this is the album. This is the tour that they're out on recording the Alive material that makes up the album that they're going to break on. They don't break on this album, but they break on the next album. And it's such a cool box set to capture that. It's like the calm before the storm. We get all the studio takes and early mixes and demos. And it's like, oh, this is what the album could have sounded like. This is where it could have gone. And you listen to some of it and like, there's a sped up version, a really fast played version of Rock and Roll All Night that I'm like, I don't think that would have worked. There's a version of it where they call it the party version. And it sounds like they're playing a house party. And you hear all the crazy ruckus in the background of it. And it is a party song, but I just can't hear that version being played on the radio repeatedly. It would have been a great album cut, and then live, it would have gone down a storm. And again, the Alive version of Rock and Roll All Night broke the band. So again, maybe it would have been fine. But listening to it, I go, they made the right decision. And it's very cool to get that. And then hear the shows with warts and all. It hasn't been overdubbed, nothing like the Alive album. You get it and you go, oh, that's that line. That's that part of that song. I can see where they grabbed that, or they used this version over that version, or wow, that sounds different. They didn't use this version, but that's how it went down that night. So the box set is very cool, kind of an eye into the band as they're going to break. As a Kiss fan, I got to say, I'm really digging it. It's going to be one of those ones that I will enjoy repeatedly based on all this stuff. Now, when you buy it online, it comes as a bundle, so you get a shirt. And I got to say, as much as I like this shirt, this is a very cool shirt. And it's got the 8-track edition of the album on the back. It says there, 8-track stereo tape cartridge. So very cool. I didn't need the shirt. And they tell you when you're buying it, it's like the shirt comes up, it's like $42.98 or something. And then the box set is like $248, and they price it all together. And I'm like, I would have just taken the box set for $250. I don't need another shirt. I've got so many Kiss shirts already. But it is what it is, right? That was the only way to get it. So I ended up spending $300 on the box. I wanted 2-day shipping. So I don't know if there was a free option. There was a cheaper option, and I think it was $15. And for $20 or $23, somewhere around there, it was like $7 more, I could get 2-day. And I thought, you know what? What the heck? I really want this thing. I'm just going to pay the extra $7. And I got it in 2 days. So that was awesome. But anyway, point is, $300 box set, plus tax, plus 23 in shipping. It was a solid $325 when all was said and done. So pretty penny to get the box, but I'm a sucker. I'm a Kiss fan. I'm going to do it. They got me. They know it. So what? I don't care. That's music for you. Bottom line is it makes me happy, and that's all that should matter with this stuff. And you know what? If you can't swing the 325 or the whatever, I totally get it. You know, we got to do what we got to do. I'm lucky enough to be able to do that. I'm buying this over other box sets. There's a Rolling Stone box set that's getting ready to come out this coming Friday. I think it is November 7th. I'm skipping it. Not because I bought the Kiss box, but there's certain ones. There's so many boxes that come out these days. You got to pick and choose. At least that's how it works for me. I'm picking and choosing. And so when a big expensive box like a Kiss one comes out, I'm choosing that. But for me, all the time choose based on content, musical content. And then if the rest of the stuff is there, all the cool memorabilia, well, that's just icing on the cake. All right, another box set that I chose to get, and then again, this is based on content, is the new Cars box set for Heartbeat City, 1985 album, or 84 album, still celebrating its 40th anniversary. A lot of these bands, they do the anniversary maybe a year late. Some of these do them a year early kind of a thing. It all kind of depends on how you're looking at it. But anyway, we are finally getting it, and this is an interesting one. We open it up, we get a LP behind this and a book, and you get 4 CDs in this. There's no information on the outside of it, which is kind of a bummer. Holding it upside down. When you open the full box set, you get the original gatefold. I don't know which way is the better way to show this. So that's very cool. Got to make sure you don't hold it upside down after that. What I do like is if you can see it in the middle there, and it says the Cars, Heartbeat City. There you go. You can see in the center with the color strip in there. I don't know, a little attention to detail like that. Very cool. But again, you're getting B-sides, outtakes, remixes, early mixes, a complete live show in here. So I looked at it and said, you know, with all the content, totally worthwhile for me. And this box set wasn't all that expensive. 60, 70, maybe not even that much. I don't remember quite the price of it, but it was a very good deal. It's like the new upcoming Jimi Hendrix box set that's due out this coming Friday, November 7th, called Bold as Love, I think is the title, but it's for the album Axis Bold as Love, and you get a new remastering of that album. And then you get 4 discs worth of outtakes, alternate editions, maybe there's live on it too, I can't remember. Because I didn't look into it all that much. I mean, they've just released so much Hendrix out there. But the last couple times they've done these deep dives without all the overdubs and stuff, and you get just the basic part of the track, I was so blown away by it. So I'm going to pick this one up. But part of the reason is it's 6 discs, and right now at least it's on sale on Amazon for $55. And I was like, God, I can't pass that up. I am never going to find this as inexpensive. I want to say that it's at least a $79 box set retail, but it's already down that low. And I've talked about that recently with the Bruce Springsteen box set that I bought. Nebraska, 5 discs, 4 CD, 1 Blu-ray in there, Blu-ray video. And I got it for $37, even though it's $79, or maybe it was, and I think it's even $85 currently. But I don't know why. I saw it when it was that cheap, and I thought, what the heck, man, that cheap, I'm picking it up. And of course, that's what they're counting on. But then the price went up on it. And as long as you pre-order, you get the price no matter what. So even if I pre-ordered it and it was $85, if the price during the pre-order drops to $37, I get $37. Just pre-order it. You can pre-order it a day before if you want. It's still pre-ordering. But you get the lowest price. And then it even says, like, if the price drops lower than what you paid, and it's, I don't know if it's the day of, day after, or 3 days, but there's a little time window. So don't worry. If you see the price drop lower after you've purchased it, they will still refund you that money back. to your account. And I get it all the time. I see it all the time in there. It is definitely worthwhile. I mean, I love supporting my local record stores, but at the same time, I buy so much stuff. I have to find the most cost-effective way that works for me. And that is how I do it. It's, yes, buying from my local stores, ordering from my favorite online places, going to eBay and getting a good deal. But at the same time, I buy from Amazon. That's just how I'm going to do it. I am not going to pass up music simply because I'm buying it through Amazon or somewhere else. If I can get the music and build this monstrous collection that you guys see behind me, that's how I'm going to do it. All right, last thing I want to talk to you guys about, it's the shirt that I've been wearing this whole time, a group called All Sinners, and they're relatively new to me at least. I got this very cool press pack from these guys, and I did a full review talking about them, unboxing, and I got some cool goodies inside this thing. I'm not going to dig through all that. What I do want to do is talk about quickly the brand new album, which is We Own the Night. And this stuff here, bordering on hard rock, heavy metal, very traditional, 80s sounding stuff. I compare the guitar sound, at least, to the hard rock side of like Iron Maiden and Judas Priest. Both of those bands kind of straddle heavy metal and hard rock, and this is kind of right in between. The vocals fit perfectly, and so they talk about the blend of the modern with the traditional, but for me at least, my ears pick up a lot of that traditional sound, and I know as someone who's always looking for new bands that sound like the classic stuff I grew up with, this group, All Sinners, they're it. And this comes out November 14th on Rat Pack Records. So mark your calendars for that. A little early that I'm talking about it here, but I want to give them a little promotion. And they included in that thing their first 3 EPs. And so you can also get a 6-song live show at the Whiskey. You can get 6 tracks of them doing some unplugged stuff. I haven't opened these just yet. I'm slowly digging through the album. And their debut EP, which has 5 tracks on it. The first track, The Hunted, there is a repeat of it, the radio edit, the last track. So really 4 songs plus that extra version that's on here of it. But all in all, this is a very cool band that I definitely wanted to bring to your attention. If I get all their stuff in my hand very quickly and show you guys. So definitely check out All Sinners. Mark your calendars for it. You can go stream some of their stuff right now. But all in all, very cool band. And of course, all the other stuff that I got. I mean, it was just a mega week with all those box sets and stuff. And if you think about it, each of those box sets, there was, let's see, 4 CDs for the Cars, plus an LP. So that's 5, right? Talked about the 8 discs in the Who box set. So if you add all that together there, that's 13. And then Kiss is 5 CDs plus a Blu-ray in there. So that's 6 things. So 6 and 13 is 19. And then you got to add the rest of the stuff. Let's see, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 CDs. If we do it that way, I'm just not adding it all up that way. And I'm instead saying box sets. So what is it? 9 CDs and 3 box sets, 12 things total. But man, the musical stuff that I had to pull from this past week was absolutely wonderful. Doesn't usually line up that way. And I know the 7th and the 14th all looking really good in terms of what's out there. And the 28th, which is Record Store Day, there's some cool stuff too dropping. Even though it's Record Store Day, there's a lot of cool albums that are coming out on the 28th. So mark your calendars. Definitely go check out the album release schedule video that is posted on my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, it's the video that will pop up. I always keep that thing up monthly so that you can check it out. Scan through it, jump up to the 28th if you want. You can see what's coming out, not only from RSD, but just standard releases. And some of that RSD stuff is getting standard released the same day on CD. So you don't want to go to the stores and buy LP when you can get CDs if you're a CD nut like myself. But anyways, there you go. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you got turned on to something new, or you figured out if you want to explore something. But even if you figure out that a certain thing, a box set, whatever, isn't for you, I hope that these episodes are helping you guys, because that's what it's all about here. Let's share the music and let's not be dicks, right? Okay, everyone. Take care. Have a good one. And I'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.